to the 600 Trans Agulhas Challenge. Fantastic to be back with everybody once again. Lots and lots of old faces and lots of new faces as well. For those that are doing the race for the first time, I wish you well because it's going to be a tough one.
Welcome to Plettenberg Bay Beach. It's the 35th six-gun girl Trans Agulhas. The boats are lining up behind me. The guys are doing their final preparations for this journey. We're on a very nervous beach this morning with 35 competitors. The massive feat of this race starts today. The beach is packed with spectators and everybody cannot wait for this race to start.
I'm Jackie Kruger from Station 14 in Plettenberg Bay. I'm the station commander down here. It's a seriously form integral part of water safety of Plettenberg Bay. Today we're fortunate enough to have the Trans Agulhas event. It's been recurring for multiple years, ever since I can remember we were part of this. So today we'll be putting 3 boats out to help with water safety. Seeing that they're running tonight, we'll put the jet rope behind me and our bigger ribs out just to sweep and assist the guys.
Morning, we're here for the six-gun girl Trans Agulhas. Harry and myself have probably not done a lot of practice in this kind of water, but we've had a fair bit of preparation down by Melkbos Sound in Cape Town. We've had a mixture of conditions down there. We've had quite a lot of strong southeasters, a fair bit of swell around, so we've managed to do probably 300 or 400 Ks or maybe a little bit more in some rough conditions down that side. In terms of the boat setup, conditions as we can see today are quite a bit of swell, quite a bit of wind around today. We're not sure exactly what's going to happen with the course today, but we've definitely got the right setup for these conditions. Today is not about speed, it's about having the right propeller, the right setup on the boat and just riding the best you can in these conditions.
Hallo, ja, ons is van Potchef, ons is S19, ek is Iconic pilot en ja, ek's maar hè. Ja, so ons is maar van die binneland af, so ons het nie so baie voorbereiding soos van die ander manne op die see nie, maar ons het lekker vroeg in die jaar al begin oefen en ons fiks het daarom opgekry. So ja, ons sien baie uit, dis ons eerste keer. So van die binneland af verander die setup baie as jy see toe kom, daar hardloop jy jou engine baie hoog dat jy refs en so kan kry, maar hierso kort jy meer jou dryfkrag en so jy soek jou propeller heeltyd in die water. En ja, so ons het ons engine baie gesak en ja, die proppe is ook heeltemal anders. Jy het ander pitches en ander shapes, so ja, maar ons sien uit en ja, ons kan nie wag. Dit lyk darm soos al ride weer, maar die swells is groot.
So my name is Eben de Boot. My sponsors is Robertson Abattoir, Safam, and then also Robertson Toyota. So yeah, we had good preparation for this year. We're riding in a new class, or competing in a new class this year, the modified class. Quite excited. We did the blueprint class now for a couple of years, and yeah, we were quite successful in that, fortunate enough. And yeah, now we're going to the modified class, and yeah, we had a couple of challenges with engines and trying new stuff and all that, because it's quite technical. But yeah, it's a big challenge, and yeah, we're quite excited for it.
We're sitting in the studio today with myself, Tony Ingram, Stefan Lindicke, with our guests, Eben de Boot and Dave Barnett. Guys, between the two of you, you guys got a fantastic racing pedigree. Eben, could you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, so my name is Eben de Boot. I'm racing with Gerard Verrerood, my co-pilot, boat M221. And we're back this year with Robertson Toyota and Safam, and had some other sponsors as well. But thank you for having us.
Thank you. Dave?
Hi, my name's David Barnett and I rode with Harry Erasmus. We are boat number 41 with backing of 6 Gun Grill. I'd also like to thank, special thanks to Mike Hamill from Boats and Bikes, and Infanta Inflatables, and Danny at Vitamite, and Aluflex. Obviously without the backing of our sponsors, it's a very expensive sport now, so we need these people on board, and we'd just like to say thank you very much for their support.
Awesome. Eben, this is was a first for us all. We've seen some interesting situation with you and your petrol tank. I was standing on the beach in Nature's Valley, and I was expecting you to be one of the first boats on the beach, and all of a sudden you weren't there. Can you explain to us what actually happened there?
Yeah, Tony, we had some challenges. When we started off, we had a spare fuel tank flipped over. And I didn't really cause a problem at the moment, but I was scared that the fuel valve might break. So we needed to stop 3 times over to Nature's Valley the first time just to fix up that problem. But luckily we got that sorted, and then we had some catching up to do.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, Dave, like you also know, you guys always prepare a lot for this event. It's months and months, and with Eben, I spoke to him earlier about this. Like, you can see that even with all those preparations, there's always small things that can still go wrong. So I mean, what is your feeling on that?
Yeah, well, obviously that's the whole thing with this 6 Gun Grill Trans Agulhas. It always throws out new challenges, and you can. The whole thing is preparation. You do need to do lots of preparation for this race and make sure your equipment's all 100%. Unfortunately for Eben, those things just happen. That's part of racing. Things happen on the day, and you just have to adapt and sort it out and carry on and do the best you can with with what the problems were.
Yeah. So Eben, I just have a question. I mean, when that happens to you and you're busy fixing that and stuff, and once you've fixed it now, is it quite difficult to refocus and to get your head back into the game with the racing?
Stefan, I think because it was quite in the beginning of the race, we were quite calm and still very motivated. So I think in a different situation it might be a bit a bit of a problem, but for us we stayed calm. It's my 11th year, so I've done it. I've had problems before and I've adapted. many times. So yeah, we weren't too worried about it and just focused on sorting it out.
We saw that you had a close encounter with one of the other teams and that crossed over in front of you. I mean, like, how does that affect you when you're racing? You see something like that happen, and it can be quite dangerous. But
Well, that was on the very first, after the first stop in Nature's Valley. Obviously, all the pilots have a different line to negotiate through the surf. Obviously, you've got to ride what's in front of you. If you see a bit of a gap, you've got to take the gap. Other guys prefer to run along the beach and maybe come out closer to the rocks. So I think in that case, we were already out and running. We were running a straight line to the point, and one of the other competitors had taken a different line. So yeah, they got to a point where they crossed quite closely across in front of us, but I could see them coming, so naturally we were able to avoid any collision.
Boat number M221 of Eben de Bot and Gerard Fahrenheit winning the stage today.
For those of you that don't know, this is the tunnel boats that we race. There's 5 different manufacturers in South Africa that build these boats. You get 2 different engines. You get a Yamaha and a Tohatsu. As you can go through this boat, for safety reasons, each one of these panels are built in different compartments, so that if a compartment pops, the whole boat still stays inflated and you don't sink. If you come around the front here, it's a tunnel boat, and the nose cone actually acts as a wing and creates lift. The reason why it creates lift is because the more lift you got, the more air and water you got going through the bottom of the boat, and that creates the lift at the back and the speed. Guys, these are called hogging ropes. The hogging ropes are there for 2 reasons. It's so that you can handle the boat in the surf when you're standing on the start line. And the second, and probably the most important reason, is for the pilot and the co-pilot to hold on to. There's foot straps in the boat. Each co-pilot has a different, unique way of where they want their feet. The pilot also has foot straps, but the pilot has also got almost like a bungee cord which he puts over his leg just to keep him in the boat and maybe keep him from bouncing around a little bit. If you look over here, we've actually got rings that have been glued to the floorboards, and those rings are to keep the fuel tanks in place. The fuel tanks need to be kept in place because they bounce around quite a lot. There are 2 fuel tanks, and there's one of the rules is that you must always finish a leg with at least 5 liters of fuel in a spare tank. The engine creates a lot of torque to one side, and your arm takes quite a beating trying to keep or counteract the steering or the propeller. So what they do is they create this whole pulley system which keeps the motor straight. Another thing that is vital in this boat is the guys need to have a flip kit. The flip kit is there for when the boat does fall over. And the first thing you do is when the boat falls over or flips over is you've got righting ropes in the nose, which the co-pilot or the pilot goes and releases. They put the straps over the nose. Everybody stands on the back of the boat and leans back and the boat rights itself.
But demotivating when you are so well prepared for your race, and you know you've got a game plan, you've got everything, and you get to race 80 kilometers, and then you've got to put the boats on a trailer. Tell us, did that mess around with your guys' emotions a little bit, with your preparation of the race?
Yeah, Tony, basically it's just adapting. I mean, that's the whole Agulhas is just about adapting. And although we needed to go on the trailer, there was still we still had 4 days to go or 3 days to go, adding the race in Mossel Bay. So at that moment, you don't think of it in that manner. But yeah, for us, I think same with Dave, we like the rougher conditions, and we knew it's going to be a rough way.
So with the organisation or the racing committee and the safety officer that changed the whole route for us on the first day. After Plet, you guys moved along to Mossel Bay and we did a circuit there. And I know for a fact, because I looked at some of the footage, because we were on the beach, that going towards that island where the turn buoy was, the water was pretty rough. So how does that affect your preparation? Because like you just explained now, you normally ride one direction. You go either downwind or into the wind. Swell normally comes from the one side. But in that circuit, it was about a 15-kilometer circuit, and there were probably 3 or 4 different conditions in one short period. How do you prepare for that?
Well, to be honest, the way the race was run this year, due to the weather conditions, we didn't have a lot of time to prepare for that leg, because we had obviously raced in the morning, as we've just discussed, and we had to drive down to Mossel Bay, and we didn't have a lot of time to prepare. And there were some problems delaying the course with some other factors that affected that. So we didn't have a lot of time to know exactly what the course was going to be for propellers and setups and things. But like Evan said before, you've just got to adapt as well to the conditions that you get. Once the course is laid out, we know the wind direction, the direction of the course, so we just have to ride accordingly and obviously just ride the best you can for the conditions that we get. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything went very well. Like I said, the organisers did a very good job to get the race and to get the kilometres in. I think that's the most important thing. It was maybe a bit more difficult the way we rode it than it would have been. I think we built up a bit of a lead so far, but the main thing is just to keep the boat upright, be consistent through all the way. It's going to be a rough Trans Agulhas.
So that concludes the first day of the 6-gun grill Trans Agulhas. It was a very unusual day with us doing 2 laps from Plettenberg Bay to Nature's Valley and back, which was about 88 kilometers. We put the boats on trailers, drove them back down to Mossel Bay, where we did a 10-lap race, which was about 110 kilometers. So we're fairly well over our kilometers for the day, and we did way more beach stops than usual. Welcome to day 2 of the Trans Agulhas. I'd like to thank our sponsors Iconic Mossel Bay and 6-Gun Grill being the main sponsor of this event. The weather looks much better than yesterday. Competitors are busy with their final checks.